Two Views Wrestling is still paying homage to the Peacemaker himself, John Cena. We have several episodes looking at what we hope to see from his last year in the WWE, but we also wanted to take a look back at some of his past work. This episode, we will look at his matches from the Blue Brand Smackdown. John Cena made his debut on SmackDown, and his first few years with WWE were on that show. There were many iconic moments from SmackDown. His debut against Kurt Angle, his parody of Vanilla Ice on a Halloween episode that led to the Doctor of Thugonomics character, and his burial of Baron Corbin are all highlights. So let's get to the list and look at 5 of my favorite John Cena matches from SmackDown. Remember to hit a shoulder block on the like button and a flying leg drop on that subscribe button. Let's get to the list. Number 5 versus Rob Van Dam, August 5th, 2004. This was a number 1 contender match for the U.S. title, and I realized John Cena is probably the best United States champion in WWE history. His entire 2004 was centered around the title. His 2015 run is memorable with his U.S. Open Challenge, giving guys a chance to showcase themselves. His feuds with Rusev, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins as well. He made that title feel important, more important than anyone else in WWE has, that's including Zack Ryder. We start off with a cool sequence where Van Dam hits some kicks from the lockup position and he executes a monkey flip into a pin. That was a cool series of moves. Cena was a little sloppy here and unorthodox, but it works with his character. Cena definitely had more moves in his bag here, but like Hogan realized over time, less is more, and he didn't need all that. These two would have a much bigger match 2 years later, but this is a fun one. Also, it ends out of nowhere, and neither guy hits their finish, so that was cool. Number 4 versus Kurt Angle from June 27, 2002. In 2002, the times in WWE were changing. The attitude was all but gone. The Rock was now in 2 worlds planning his escape, and Stone Cold Steve Austin took his ball and went home. Vince McMahon needed a new franchise player. He demanded someone step up and show him ruthless aggression. John Cena heard that and was like, let me go make a name for myself. I remember watching this live when Cena came out to answer Angle's open challenge, and I thought he looked like a generic video game character. Never in my wildest dreams did I think he would go down as the potential GOAT of the industry. By the end of the match, though, I was like, man, that guy might be something. This has become one of the most iconic debuts in history, and I think a big part of that is Angle. He was bumping his ass off for John Cena and got over that this rookie was putting him through his paces. Watching this back was crazy after 15 years of seeing Jorts and Super Cena running through the roster. 13 years later, Cena would return the favor for a debuting Kevin Owens. That is considered by many as one of the strongest debuts on the main roster ever. Number 3 versus Eddie Guerrero, September 11th, 2003. This is the first match I remember thinking Cena is a main event player. Most might not remember this, but John Cena was a heel at one point in time, and he could cook as a heel, and this feud was an example of that. These two had a good little feud with Cena taking Eddie out with a tire and stealing his lowrider. And Cena cut a good freestyle on Eddie before the fight. Also, shout out to Cena for rocking that Brian Urlacher jersey. These guys took some crazy bumps on the cars and did a good job of incorporating them into the match. I liked how other wrestlers were standing around watching because if you heard 2 coworkers were going to scrap in the parking lot, of course you're going to go watch. And the finish was good as Eddie hit a frog splash off a minivan for the win. I'm not sure if this is the first parking lot brawl or not, but if it was, it set a standard most won't reach. Number 2 versus Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles from February 14th, 2017. This triple threat match was for the WWE title and was the first time Cena had a chance to break Ric Flair's title record. That's a huge story for any match, especially one we are getting to see on SmackDown. The commentary team did a good job playing that up. Also, of playing up the star level of the three competitors, adding more layers to the big match feel. It wasn't going to be easy for Cena to get the record against these two guys. Cena had history with both of them, as him and Bray Wyatt had a past feud with a lot of mind games and some good matches, and Cena and Styles were coming off putting on arguably the greatest match in WWE history at Royal Rumble of that year. There was a moment where Bray was put through a table and we got a taste of that Cena and AJ magic. All three guys were spamming finishers in this match and it was fantastic. Bray's reign as WWE Champion is mostly forgettable, but I'm glad he did get such a huge title defense here against two guys with such storied careers. The fact that we got this WrestleMania caliber match on a random SmackDown is crazy. Number 1 versus Shinsuke Nakamura from August 1st, 2017. Speaking of a WrestleMania caliber match on a random SmackDown, this is a match no one ever thought they would see. Two bona fide legends from two sides of the world sharing the ring. The face of WWE and the face of New Japan Pro Wrestling. The one-upsmanship at the beginning is great, with Cena hitting the "you can't see me" taunt and Nakamura rubbing his eyes like there was something wrong with them. The styles of these two guys gelled nicely, and I thought we got a good story from the match. Nakamura showed why he was the king of strong style when he almost broke John Cena's neck. This is a match I hope we get a run back on during Cena's retirement tour, and it would be huge if they were able to do it in Japan. Let us know in the comments your views on John Cena's career on SmackDown and what some of your favorite SmackDown matches were.